Guys, as most of you know, nowadays you can register a company in China without a supervisor. You yourself alone, you can be the sole owner of the company, and you don't have to provide a supervisor, meaning a second person who can take up this second required position. Previously, that was the case. You had to provide two people, two separate individuals. One is the director, and then the second person is the supervisor. But now, government is giving you another option that you can register a company as being the sole owner of the company and then director of the company. So you don't need a supervisor. Now, this is very good actually. It's a good option for those people, especially who don't want to involve the second person, who want to be the sole owner and then sole controller of the company. And for those who don't have anybody in China, for example, so it's a good option, good flexibility, so to speak. However, there's one element that everybody's ignoring, so I would like to talk about that. That element is when you're registering a company as a one person, single owner, and director of the company without a supervisor, then your company is going to be unlimited liability. It's not LTD anymore. There's a distinct difference between the two concepts. So please understand the difference before you go ahead and register a company. Limited liability in legal perspective, it means that your liability towards your creditors, towards the clients, or towards the bank is limited if anything goes wrong. And the extent of the liability is measured by the injected capital or the shares you have in the company. For example, you're the 100% owner of the company, so your liability is measured by the registered capital which is written on your business license. If you write, for example, 100,000 RMB, this is your liability. And your personal assets, like bank accounts, are untouchable. The government is not going to access your bank accounts, or the court is not going to access your personal bank accounts in this limited liability scenario. But what happens if your company is unlimited liability? The second option that is government giving right now is you register a company without a supervisor and your company is unlimited liability. So in this case, if anything goes wrong with the company, and let's assume one of your clients will sue your company, in this case, your personal assets are accessible by the court. So your personal bank accounts in China are accessible by the court. So this is especially important for risky businesses. For example, you're providing coaching services at the gym. You're selling some sort of edible products or drinkable products. And it kind of creates a risky atmosphere for the clients, potentially, because everybody's body is different, everybody's organism, might take the products differently. So if anybody is sick after that and they decided to sue your company is unlimited liability. So therefore, as the sole owner of the company, your personal assets are accessible by the court. So just pay attention to that element. Of course, you need to weigh your options. You need to really think about the differences and then make a decision. I'm not saying one side is bad. I'm not saying, this side is good. It's just for the informational purposes, because I see a lot of advertisement by the different agencies, company registration agencies. They're just focusing on one element. They're saying that, well, now you can register a company as a one person. You don't have to provide the supervisor. This is great. Yeah, it can be great, but there's a flip side as well. The second, the other side of the coin, which they're not telling you. So that's the purpose of this video. I want to tell about that and then, make you aware that there's a catch actually. So you have to be extremely careful. Because my company, JR Firm, we work with several law firms in Shanghai. And when we provide this legal consultancy, and a lot of like the litigation going on, a lot of like legal cases going on, related to this. The company is being sued, but luckily most of them limited liability. But just for the sake of the argument, you could imagine, what would happen if this company was unlimited liability. The suing side would be taking advantage of many things actually. So before you make a decision, think about this aspect: limited liability versus unlimited liability in your company structure. See you guys in the next one.